Ang hihirap na naman i-pronounce yung mga names ninyo. Yodi. Glenn. Welcome, Ma'am Glenn. Elsley. Inviting the rest, please join. Thank you, Ma'am Jodeline. 41 people in the house. We only have 11 here. Eileen, welcome. City, welcome. Janelle. We are 20, then we can start. 20 persons in. Ma'am Christina, welcome po and good luck. Ako, I prepared pa naman tatlong activity for this. Mahina ata ang signal niyo. YY, Ma'am Iwa, welcome. M. Sans, okay. 18. Still have two, so that we can now start. Nori, CY, welcome CY. Okay, how about the last performer, contender? Ma'am Christina, you are the last person standing. Those who are willing to join may still join. Okay, ready? Let's get started. For question number one, keep on the eye of the tiger. Okay, 20 seconds. A principal uses lesson study to guide the teacher reflection. This shows compliance monitoring, fault finding, reflective leadership, routine evaluation. Let's your answer. Key in your answers now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You are correct. Majority of you got the correct answer. It's reflective leadership. The clue word there is reflections, of course, from the teacher as a guide. Who's our top scorer? Ma'am Liwai first, CY on the second, Alejandro, Leody, and Mary. Congratulations for the first round. We move on with the second round. Question. After a poor NAT results, the school head leads root cause analysis. This is called reflective leadership, policy compliance routine, quick review to pressure, and passing accountability. What's the answer? Poor NAT results will lead to a reflection, no, of what happened to your school in terms of your leadership style. Okay? What happened to the learning outcomes? The answer is red. Who's our next scorer? Leody on the first, Melin on second, MC on the third, Glenn and Edward fourth and fifth, respectively. Good luck for the third question. Teachers receive coaching aligned with IP Ed needs. This reflects generic inset program, short-term compliance, contextualized development, or limited orientation. Majority 19 got the correct answer. It's a contextualized development that would lead to a better result in IP Ed. No, IP Ed will always need the contextualized materials. Leody first, Melin, MC, Glenn, and Edward. We have new names on the board. Jonelle is the highest climber. Okay, we go on with the next question. A principal maps teacher's needs before crafting the training. This shows in your answer. Keep on the eye, focus on the target, lock in your answer, and the correct answer is green in color. Majority of you got the correct answer. However, sinong pinakamabilis ang kamay? Leody, Melin, MC, Glenn, B, and Edward. Maintaining their spot, we move on. Ahead uses RPMS coaching notes to guide the teacher growth. This is called okay, very good. Your eyes is still okay. The correct answer is capacity building practice. Leody on the first, Melin, MC, Glenn B, and Edward, the same spot. Congratulations to Ma'am Christina. You're the highest climber in this round. Question number 6. Now the school head provides feedback as dialogue. It's not inspection. This shows, of course, the answer is very easy. It's cheesy answer on letter constructive supervision. You are all correct. However, there are three you were not able to get it. Leody still on the first, then moving up is Sir Edward, then MC, Glenby, and Alejandro. Congratulations. Question 7. Teachers form lesson study groups with NGO support. With NGO support. This means okay, it's instructional supervision, not forced, no? Forged yun. Forged partnership. Pero dito kasi is a forced partnership. So the answer is instructional collaboration. However, that's majority. Congratulations, Leody. MC now on the second. Glenn B, Alejandro, and Eric. Glenn B, Alejandro, Eric, and MC are moving up for this round. Question 8. A head transforms locks into case study discussions. This is collaboration, individual evaluation, documented compliance, or task-based grouping. Okay, still majority authentic collaboration. Case study is so authentic, so real, still actually what is happening, no? You have one specific problem to solve. Leody on the first, Alejandro on second, third Eric, MC, and Glenby fourth and fifth. Next, question 9. Assigning the same generic inset to all teachers regardless of their needs reflect differentiated professional plan. Okay, correct, because the answer is false. Generic inset is not good, no? Should base on needs again. Next, that last Leody on the first, Leandro, Eric, MC, and Melin. Melin, welcome on the scoreboard. And the last question says true or false. Ready? Click. Give your answer. What makes the statement false? It's only. No, only is a negative statement there. Therefore, it's false. 17 out of 7. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you our top scorer for the first third place, Eric. Sir Eric, congratulations. Then the second place, Sir Alejandro. And our winner, our top notcher is Liabi. Let's claim your award, Gina and Melin Fort, and God bless you. Your eye is so keen and your eye is so brave enough to look for the best answer. First the exit and find the exit. Is Marie. Paano ba mag... Yun. You want for another round or no more? Who wants to get another? Low. Okay. Another one? Yes. You need another one. Let's find out from 15 questions. You like 15 questions? I'll give you. Sana lahat mag-participate. Okay, praktisin ang mata sa natutulog na gabi. Send ko na lamang po sa link. Ito po ang link. Nasa chat na po yung link. Okay. O, diba, bumibilis sa mga kamay, bumibilis sa mga mata. Welcome. Unpredictable scores. Okay, thank you for the new names who are participating. We have new names here now appearing. Welcome. Twenty-four, 26, 27. Ah, we have greater number. Welcome. This can accommodate 100 participants. MSANS, welcome.
Hindi ako makapasok.
Nasa link, ma'am, ng chat. Yung mga hindi makakuha dyan sa QR.
Hindi siya makaano, hinahanapan ako ng email ad.
Email. Ba't kaya, ma'am? Sa iba,
Ganun din po sa akin, sir.
Baka
Gamit
pwedeng
na lang.
pakisend sa GC.
Scan niyo po yung
Pakisend po
QR
sa
code.
GC.
Code, ma'am, gamitin.
Naghahanap po ng email.
naghahanap.
Din po sa akin, sir.
Tayo
Nilagay kong email ko. Wrong daw.
wrong, sabi niya.
Opo, sir. Hindi ako makapasok.
Same din po
Pag
sa akin, naghahanap ng
Scan niyo
email.
ma'am yung QR code, automatic kayo papasok.
Sagot po kayo sa chat. Sa chat po kayo sasagot.
Scan the QR code na lang po kasi hindi gumagana yung yung link. Pero if you scan the code, gumagana po.
Sayang. Selective pala siya. Okay. Welcome, 35, 36. I-type nyo po ito. Yan, i-click nyo po yan. Kung sinend ko po sa inyo dyan sa GC. Tapos i-type nyo po itong number na to, 936929. 936929.
Pasok na po ako, Doc. Dito sa may GC, kumuha ng hindi
Okay.
doon.
Okay, getting ready. Welcome, Ma'am Arlene, GM, Bebs. Ano kaya si Ma'am Bebs? Melin, Arceli, Joali, CJ. Pabilisan ng kamay, pabilisan ng mata. Bina. Humandana sa galing. Ito ng tanong. School principals have the authority, responsibility, and accountability to. Grabe ang tanong. Yes, the answer is blue. When these three are used, authority, responsibility, and accountability, it would mean on your school improvement plan, no? Develop and implement your school development plan. 25. Who's our first on the scoreboard? Oh, we have nine, number code 936929. Who are you? Edward, JD, Eric, and Leody. We go on with the second question. A principal can get his teachers or staff to motivate themselves when he uses external rewards, uses control, empower them, or encourage. Yung green ay encourage competency so that they are given priority for promotion and benefits. Again, the answer is blue. Empower them, gives them trust, and delegate responsibilities to them. Okay, blue is the correct answer. Ang daming nakakuha ng sagot. Still 936929, Edward, Andy, Alejandro, and Jeneline. Next, high performance can be best expected from teachers or staff when we best expect from teachers if performance standards are cooperatively set and that principals and teachers, okay, agree with that performance standard. 24 is still majority. Edward, Alejandro, Leody, CY, and JD. We have a new name on the board. Okay. Bing is the highest climber. Welcome. Question 4. Which is not a crisis situation? Okay. No crisis is when there is recognition and people are ready for eventuality. Majority got the spot answer. That's green, correct? Edward, Liwayway, CY, Ellers, and Janelle. New names again are appearing on the screen. Congratulations. We move on. A principal is an excellent decision maker when he makes an instinctive action, uses, chooses, chooses alternative action and other options based on a careful analysis. It pays na may magagalit sa iyo dahil sa decision mo kesa mag-please ka ng tao at pinagtatawanan ang likod mo. Yan. Okay, Edward, CY, Liwayway, Lerns, and Jodel. Shine is the highest climber in this round. Question 6. The principal, as an instructional leader, demands that he has unfaltering and deep commitment, conduct evaluation of instruction in an intermittent basis, learn actions that develop a desirable work climate within the school, protest and intervene of a coercive manner. Okay, conduct evaluation of a red, no? Unfaltering and deep commitment to improve instruction. What makes the yellow wrong is intermittent. Talk about intermittent. Hindi siya tuloy-tuloy, no? There is a stopping. Okay? There's a stopping basis. Deep commitment to improve action. Okay? 13. Sino kayang mahuhulog sa dashboard? Learn, Liwayway, Joe, Edward, and Alejandro. May nahulog? Balik yung mga nahulog. 7. The principal has to consider open communication system in the school too. Keep his ideas for himself, allow positive feedback, make use of suggestions and reports, and force censorship in kinds of information coming in and out of the school. All the statements may be true, however, we look into communication. Open communication 34. Good. Make use of suggestions and reports as base of decision making. But be sure on reports, no? It should be reports that are based on truth. Maaring yung unang nag-report sa'yo ay mali, yung sunod hindi mo na tiningnan, no? May mga ganun kasi. Learn, Liwayway, Joe, Alejandro, and Edward. A conflict becomes disadvantageous to the organization when clarify issues and positions leads to innovation and creativity, polarizes the group, increase productivity. It increases productivity. Huh? The answer is disadvantageous. The answer is blue dapat, no? Yes?
Blue Doc. Yes
Blue
po, blue.
dapat.
Yes
Nakagawa
po,
ng
dapat
matinding
blue.
Sir, kulay blue po
creativity.
yun, sir.
Pasaway. Yan.
Paano yun?
Advantage.
Sayang yung points ko dun, sir.
Paano nga yung points? Pasaway
Nalaglag
naman.
na tuloy ako.
Correct ako, sir.
Okay. Let's
Nahulog
charge
kami
that
tuloy.
experience. Ba yan? Next, the principal focuses on instruction when he assess the teaching methods, identify teacher strength, expect high pupil achievement, develops a clearly stated mission. Okay, good answer. Lou. Identify teachers' strengths and weaknesses and apply them for a needed intervention. Joe, Learn, Edward, DYY, and Alejandro. Nakabalik ba? EJ is the highest climber. Next, a proactive principal is one who proactive. Make things happen and anticipate problems. Faces school problem as they randomly single-handed attacks different situations. Maintain conventional strategy in solving problems when they have no longer are. Okay. To be proactive is to make things happen and anticipate the problem when they occur, because there is always a problem to occur. However, if you're ready, then you have something to battle on. Okay? Joe on the first, Edward, Elern, Alejandro, and Liwayway. Congratulations, Eric is also the highest climber. A principal has a high degree of visibility. Visibility or presence spans high quality contact and interaction with the teacher. Top leadership behaviors in the situations and tolerate opposition. Involve teacher in the design and implementation of important decisions. Use valid information and data to address current. Still red is the answer. Visible presence means you spend a high quality contact. Pag sinabing contact, you are there and interact with your teachers. Do not just stay in your own respective offices and lock there. You have to be with them, no? You conduct sit-in observations or random visits. Involve teachers in the design and implementation of important decisions. Medyo off tangent tayo sa sinasabing visibility. Okay? Planning yan. Planning. Ayun, Joe, Steele, Learn, Alejandro, Edward, and Liwayway. We have two arrow up, Learn and Alejandro. A problem in school is present when there is nagging, satisfaction, absence of gap, no significant difference between actually observed, felt need to address a deficiency or hurdle obstacle in important project. Okay. A problem exists when felt need to address a deficiency or to hurdle an obstacle in the implementation of a project. 17, majority got it right. Joe, Elern, Alejandro, Edward, Liwayway. Tat is making a comeback with 3 correct answers in a row. 13 over 15, seriousness is a criterion in prioritizing problems that need to be addressed is characterized by. Oh no, only 3 got the correct answer. If you talk about seriousness, it's the availability of time to solve the problem so that it will not aggravate into a situation. So seriousness is a criterion in prioritizing the problem. No? Why do we were not able to prioritize facing the problem because of unavailable time? If you have an unavailable time to solve the problem immediately, it will not aggravate the situation. Pero kapag doon lang kayo mag-action dahil lumabas na yung problema, mas malaking perwisyo ang nagagawa. But if you have a time to arrest immediately the issue, stop it, burn it, walang ma-escalate na problema. Okay? That's a very good character of a principal or a school head to solve the problem within first of the organization rather than to escalate or to move that to higher authorities. Kung kaya mo pa na i-stop no, situation or the seriousness or gravity of the problem. Pero yung mga iba lang no na manageable but not on serious cases na huwag mo dapat gawan ng solusyon sa sarili mong kamay, no? May mga instances at alam nyo naman mga yon ng pinagbabawal. Pero kung may kaya pa at meron ka pang kayang gawin para tulungan ang bata o guro, gawin mo, no? Joe, Elern, Alejandro, Edward, and Liwayway. Question 14. Conflicts within the organization occur when there is conflict. Yes. There is a non-compliance with the policies, rules, and almost all are sources of conflict, no? It can be a competition, it can be the absence of communication, failure, and misunderstanding, or organization kasi ang sinasabi nito, no? It's not about people. The entire organization means there is a non-compliance with the policy, rules, and procedures. Yan, nagkakaroon ng conflict pag yan ang nag-aggravate. Absence of communication, failure, and yan ba talaga ang conflict in an organization? Communication failure? Let's address the issue here. Hello? Which one aggravates a conflict?
Yung absence of communication failure po, ibig sabihin, wala pong communication failure. Ibig sabihin, nagkakaintindihan sila. Absence of communication failure.
So this is a positive statement, no? There is no communication failure. Nalito tayo sa language na ginamit, okay? So, ang blue is non-compliance with policies, rules, and procedures. That will make a organization in terms of disparity, walang iisang tinatahak, nagkakaroon ng disagreements because there is no standard, no? There is conflict, meaning conflict in law, conflict in policies, conflict in order, walang aligned, walang structure, walang standard. Joe, ayaw bumaba ang Joe, Alejandro, Elern. Tat is now on the scoreboard, and Edward. Andy is the highest climber. We go to the last question. The school principal shall actively work to ensure that teaching is a means to. Yes, that's how we sell teaching to your teachers. Selling it is meaning teaching is building a community of educated, productive, and law-abiding citizens. It's not a way to gain a leverage to compete favor of the government, or it's not a way to earn a decent and comfortable living. Walang yumayaman na guro, no? Yan yung katotohanan. Sino sa inyong super yaman at merong milyon-milyon na sasakyan? Meron ba sa gobyerno, sa DepEd?
Bayot lang, sir.
Wala,
Sino sa
sir.
inyo ang naka-Montero Sports? Siguro kung minamana tayo or may asawa tayong mga syempre, may katulong at katuwang or may namana, yayaman ang teacher. Pero actually sa sahod, hindi, no? And teaching strengthens one's economic and social status. That's the second thing, no? But it's not the very reason why we work in school to teach. Okay? We want to build a community or a Philippines of educated people. We want them to build a productive citizens of the Philippines. And of course, to grow and develop as abiding citizens. Yun yung pinaka-return of investment natin as teachers, hindi yung yayaman. No? Kung gusto mong yumaman, umalis ka sa DepEd, mag-contractor ka lang.
Contractor na lang.
DPWH ka.
Mag-contractor nga. No? Ayan. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting our top scorer, third place, to learn. The second place, Alejandro, and the champion. Who's the champion, Joe? Joe. JHO, Edward and Pat for the fourth and fifth respective. Congratulations. Where's Joe? Please open your mic, Joe.
Yes, sir.
JH. Hello, ma'am. Joe.
Hello po.
Joanne.
Jocelyn po.
Jocelyn. Learn. Hello.
Thank you,
Hello
sir.
po, I'm PRT.
And Sir Alejandro. Yan.
Hello, sir.
Congratulations po. Can we see the summary result view report? Nandito ba lahat ang mga names nyo ng score nyo? I want to see the other top scorers sa baba. Saan kaya yan? Ito. Click mo yung all. Nandyan lahat ang score. Jovelyn, 50 ranks. May mga unanswered questions kayo. Hindi kayo nakaka-click ng answer. Bakit kaya? 0 points. It's 9-4. Mahina ang net. Okay. Stop presenting. Okay, I'll show you now your examination for tonight. I'll show again yung ating link. Lang po. Click the link, shorten, copy, send sa chat. On and off ang signal. Yan. Please click. Those who are done can have their rest muna. As a school head, which of the Okay, I've seen your scores. Mas mahirap daw ang Kahoot questions kesa ngayon. Si puro perfect naman ang nakikita natin sa scoreboard. Hello everyone. Are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we are still here.
All right, so we'll appreciate your answers. 49. Based on DO 44 of 2015, it emphasizes the instructional leadership is not only about supervising teaching practices, but also fostering professional collaboration to improve the learning outcomes. As a school head, it is expected to establish mechanisms where teachers will continuously reflect on and improve their instructional strategies. As a principal who notices inconsistent learner performance across grade levels, which best approach oh, which best reflect the role of a school head under domain 2. Okay. We organize a professional learning community to analyze the learner's data and share practices to improve the learning outcomes. Implement rigid schedule, require teachers to submit detailed plan, conduct unannounced class are not also good no practice. A grade 6 advisor raised concern about the declining reading proficiency. As a school head, which of the following actions best reflect instructional leadership? Anong gagawin? Okay, facilitate a collaborative session where teachers analyze our reading data, identify the gaps, and co-design a responsive intervention program. During the classroom observation, you notice that the teacher's lesson delivery is highly engaging, but some activities do not align with the MELCs or the CG. After school, as a school head, what is your best remediate action? Provide post-conference feedback highlighting both the strengths and the need to align it with the standards. No, require the teacher to strictly follow the DLL. Ask teachers to repeat the lesson. Assign a master teacher to observe and correct the teacher's instructional approaches. Okay, as a school head, you have to correct the alignment of what they are actually teaching because our CG is our Bible. You observe that grade level teachers work in isolation, producing varied outputs that confuse the learners. As a school head, which best strategy? Guru, a learning action cell so that you can unify the topics, okay, and unify the learning competencies and the strategies to be used in attacking the lesson. A teacher reports that many students failed in the recent assessment. Guide Guide the teacher in analyzing item difficulty and the discrimination index to refine the test questions. Baka the test questions might be too difficult. Okay? A new teacher struggles in classroom management. What is the best action that you could take? Okay, provide coaching and mentoring sessions focused on classroom management. 100. During the school rounds, you notice that some teachers frequently dismiss classes earlier. Issue formal reprimand. Remind the teachers to be uh, aware of the instructional time and report the teachers directly to SDO. require teachers to extend classes? The answer is during the meeting, you remind the teachers to be on guard of the exact time scheduling. Kasi kapag may nangyari sa bata beyond that hour, still the responsibility of the teacher will come in. Bakit mo pinalabas ang bata? Not may nangyari sa kanya sa labas at makita yung schedule or yung time ay nandun ka pa dapat. Nawala na sila, nakauwi na. Tapos may disgrasya on that day, hahanapin tayo, no? So, delikado po yun. Some teachers resist of using the ICT tools provided by DepEd, claiming that they are comfortable with traditional strategies. Wala naman na sigurong ganito, no? Nagre-retire na sila. So we organize capacity building activities showcasing effectiveness of ICT integration. You observe that a learner with disability is being seated at the back. Okay, direct the teacher to apply inclusive strategies such as differentiated instruction and seating arrangement. In reviewing lesson plans, you notice that some teachers merely copy content from online sources without contextualizing the learner's need. How should you address this? Okay, conduct again a coaching sessions emphasizing contextualization process based on DO 42 series of 2016. Remember, what we contextualize only are the strategies. We are not to contextualize the content, no? The content should be standard. However, the strategies will be the one to be contextualized or the examples, but not on the content and the process. Halimbawa, ang pagtuturo ng reading ay hindi po siya kino-contextualize. Meron talaga siyang proseso ng paraan ng pagtuturo ng pagbabasa. Kapag hindi mo po nasunod yung process of reading, hindi po magkakaroon ng reading. Ano ba tawag doon? Walang mangyayaring reading activity kung hindi po nangyayari yung talagang specific process of reading. No? So, wala pong makaka-contextualize ng reading process because that is a science. Reading is science. Kaya nga napakalaking problema ang reading, no? That's why we need to embrace aral. Because in aral, we go back to the basics. Kasi kahit nasa grade 6 yan, na grade 7, nasa grade 8, kung hindi na ituro sa kanya yung basic process in decoding, wala pong mangyayari. Kahit topic tayo ng topic ng kung ano-anong mga lessons, wala pong may sasama yung bata. Kasi it's only reading that is not being trained or innate. No? Hindi po namamana ang reading. Kaya nga merong matanda na no read, no move. No read, no write. Yan. Maaring makapagsalita siya, maari po siyang kumanta. Pero pag tanungin mo, bakit siya nakakakanta? Maari ding maka-call, no? Maka-text. Bakit kaya yung mga non-readers and non-decoders, they can use the cell phone? May kilala kayong ganun? Pero kung mag-text, hindi mo maintindihan yung mga pinagte-text. Okay? Next, what is the most appropriate response of the school head here? That they raise the concern that the curriculum content seems heavy and they struggle to finish all the lessons within the allocated time. Okay, guide them again to use the MELCs and how differentiated strategies could be effectively delivered. A principal noticed that many learners have limited internet access. Require them to mix online and offline strategies to ensure that the learners is not left behind. Why you answered D? Allow teachers to full freedom to choose any method, regardless of accessibility is not good. Okay? What if there is no accessible cell phone or laptops among your students and you require them to bring a laptop? Ano mangyari yon? Impossible. Okay? As instructional leader, what is best in the integration of disaster risk? Okay, support your teachers in embedding DRR concept across your subjects. Okay, this integration. In multicultural classes, indigenous learners report difficulty in relating examples to the curriculum. Quiz leadership. Yan. Pag IP Ed, we contextualize the examples as well, no? Sabi ko kanina, examples or situations should be contextualized but not on the content or the topic. Specify the topic, introduce the topic, however, you give them a contextualized examples that they are actually doing and they actually associated with. Ano kayang replacement ng ano bang wala sa kanila? Shower. Yan. Anong alternative ng shower if you don't know how to introduce to them a shower? Ano kayang kaalintulad sa kanilang lugar ang shower? Meron ba kaya silang falls? Okay? Ganon din ang itsura ng shower, sabihin nyo na lang, no? Pababang tubig na dumadaloy. Hindi nga lang sa CR, kundi sa bato, sa bundok. Yan. What is the best decision of the principal here? Direct teachers to use still the milks. Ang domain 3 kasi is all about curriculum and teaching, no? Kaya mostly the statements here are all on the experiences of our teachers. What leadership best approach on curriculum responsiveness? Organizing training and mentoring to build teacher capacity to ICT integration. 100%. What is best course of action during the curriculum review? The SGC suggests of adding financial literacy to taught explicitly in all grade levels. Okay, financial literacy. Align the financial literacy as embedded in your sessions. Meron din libro, no, about financial literacy from Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Kung nakita niyo yun, per grade level din yun. A group of teachers prepare localized modules. What is the most appropriate decision? We direct the teachers to validate community data and update materials before. 5 of you answered, approve the module since localization is practiced. Outdated kasi, no? Pag sinabing outdated, meaning luma na yung data. Siguro ang ginagamit nyo sa libro or textbook is 1980, 1970 na mga census pa. So hindi na yon, no? Akma sa panahon ngayon. Baka iba na yung tinatanong as indicators. Next, in response to the division's call for integrating climate change, parehas pa rin ang sagot, no? Revise the strategy ensuring safety while meeting the objectives. While safety. They go outdoor. Okay? They conduct the outdoor experiment that risks students to a safety. Where will they go for a climate change? Siguro dyan sa field or sa tubig. Yan. They will look into the conditions and the temperature check of the water. If it's too hot, then the lives of those possible na nasa tubig ay magkaroon ng problema. Okay? Where exactly? 64 of you. And we have 25 who got 100%. Congratulations. Sino yung mga 25? Hello, 25 people.
Ako po, Doc.
Okay, 10, 13. We still have time, no? We'll have another game. We'll have another Kahoot game. Ito naman. Okay, hello. Am I audible? Okay, yung kahot natin kanina, yun ang tinatawag natin na open-ended questions, no? Yung may ask, by, ganun sa huli. Kayong magdugtong ng specific statement to continue the statement. Hindi pa pala natin yun na-strengthen. No? So I will be working on with lots of questions to open-ended questions so that you could master how to continue the statement by having the stem and continued with a supportive statement with that of the same structure. So meaning, consistency of the statement, ang tawag doon ay coherence, no? Unity, coherence, and emphasis of the statement. Para hindi kayo ma-off tangent kapag ginagamit nyo ang complex sentence. Kailangan may pagkakahalintulad pa rin yung sa ending statement niya. So that will be my assignment. May nagsabi kasi kanina, nahirapan Mas mahirap pa ang tanong ng Kahoot kaysa sa ating activity ngayon diyan sa ating Google Form. Okay po? Yes po. Naririnig niyo po ako? Hindi
Yes
ata
po,
ako
Doc.
naririnig. An act regulating the packaging, use, and sale distribution of advertisements against tobacco product. Ito ba yung syntax bill? Ayan. Or syntax law? Ayan. RA 9211. Correct answer. 12. Eric Contra. Grabe naman kay Contractor Gina Bangkal, Anet Henry. Sino kaya yung contractor nyo dyan? Okay. O, meron na siyang 864 million points. Next, Paternity Leave Act is Paternity Leave Act. Allah, 4 only got the correct answer. RA 8187. Mabilis lang siya i-memorize. 8187. Paternity. Kate Nels, Elerny, Eric Contractor, and Gina Bangka. Next, an act of lengthening the school calendar from 200 days but not more than 220 days. RA 7797. 8. Wow, Lerny, 3 straight correct answer. Annette, Nels, Jolie, Florante. Lerny got a 3 straight correct answer. Next, sexual harassment law is RA 7877. Pero meron na tayong anti-bastos law, no? Iba na yung anti-harassment. Government Assistance or GASPE, no? For Private Education Act is nung RA ang GASPE for private schools. RA 8545. Okay, subsidy for government to private schools. Next, Joali, Annette, Florante, Lerny, and Nels. Number 1 na si Joali. Sangguniang Bayan Authority to rename a school. What do you call the Sangguniang Bayan resolution to rename the school? RA 7160 is the answer. Joely, Florante, Annette, Alerni, and Nels. Next, Home Development Mutual Aid Fund or HDMF or Pag-ibig. Ala, A na naman. RA 7742. Okay, these are your top 5. Next, Bullying Act of 2016. A na naman ba? RA 10637. Grabe naman to test question na to. Okay, next. Prohibition of naming a school to a living person. RA 1059. Magandang mag-review pag ganito, no? Next. Parehas. Parehas kanina. Sangguniang Bayan. To rename a school. RA 7160. Next. What law is or debit order or law? Law pala siya. SBFP. Okay, clue word ang mga ganito kapag bagong mga batas nasa 5 digits, no? Because school-based feeding program is a new program. Ang clue nyo diyan ay medyo mahaba na, no? Kasi bagong-bagong program. So 7160, 7836, 8525, mga matatagal na yan. It's definitely CRA1, 5 digits. Next, Magna Carta for Public School Teachers. Is it the Basic Education Act? No. It's RA 4670. Wow. Maraming nakakuha. Natanggal na si Ma'am Joely. Annette now on the first. Joely, Florante, Alejandro, and Eric. Okay, next. Establishment of merit base. Okay. RA 7041. RA 7041. Annette, Joely, Florante, Alejandro, and Eric. Baka may caution na tayo. Wait lang. To stop. Anong oras? Authorizing fathers turning to illegitimate is RA 9255. So pwede na ngayon, no? Magiging legitimate. There will be no term for illegitimate. Legitimate na lahat ang anak. Next. Code of Ethics of Professional and Government Employee. Blue. Yan. Ito pala yung anti-bastos law is 67131. Yan. Parang hindi yun yung bastos law. Anet, bumalik, Eric, Alejandro, Joyly, and Florante. Teacher Professionalization Act of 1994 or the licensure examination for teachers. From PBET to LET, no? Is RA 7836. Yan, yung PRC card nyo. Anet, Alejandro, Eric, Joyly, and Floran. GSIS Act. Blue. 8291. Walo lang ang nakakuha. Anet, Alejandro, Eric, Joyly, and Edward. Next. Anti-vowsy law. RA 9262. Violence against women and children. Wow. Alejandro, Eric, Anet, Edward, and Ellery. Mga bago, 4. Yan. Campus Journalism Act. It's RA 7079. Tinanong ito noon, no? Magkano ang bayad ng school paper fee? Next. Dalawang uri ng retirement. Five-year lump sum or pension agad. 18 months pay. RA 1616. Majority of you got the correct answer. Anet. Wow, bumalik si Anet. Alejandro, Eleni, Eric, and Joyly. Okay, blue. Only 2 got the correct answer. Anet, Alejandro, Lerny, Eric, and Joy. Adopt a school program. RA 8525. Ma'am Anet, no? To, alam nyo na to. Perfect sana ito. Okay. Anet. Next, bilisan na natin. National flag, anthem, and motto. Parang bago to. 8491. What is RA 7836? It's RA 9293. And RA 7836 is the professionalization of teachers or yung PBET, no? Next, galing naman ni Ma'am Ane. CHED in 1994. RA 77. Shall we stop now? RA 8190. Wala. 28, 29, 30 to 1, 2, 30. 5 na lang. Sige, 5 items. Alternative secondary education. Meron pa ba ito? Asa. Puro solo parent act. $89.72. Yeah. Next. Sal N. Sure kayo na letter A? No, it's RA's 3090. Alejandro now on the first place. Next, 31. Test the act. Okay, 76. Next. The mandatory let examination. And the last. Yes, we're done with the last question. Bayanihan to recover as one. Ito yung moratorium ng ating mga payslip. Yan. It's RA 11494. Let's find out our top scorers. Eric on the third. Sir Florante on second. And Sir Alejandro. Congratulations. Okay, that ends our session this evening. See you again next time. Bye-bye and good night, everyone.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, sir. Good night po.
Good night.